day 141 of the YSL RICO trial. In case you missed it. And I think my stuff is just, there we go. Day 141 of the YSL trial. This was Friday, in case you missed it. A lot of interesting things going on here. A lot of evidentiary issues that they're trying to hash out. No jury today. Court should be back on Monday. This is the INCASE podcast coming to you live on YouTube and Twitch. I'll give you my insights as I see it. Let's get going here on the YSL, day 141, right here on the INCASE podcast.
Days, the next few days. Take the easy ones first. The state's motion in limine about overruling whatever objection the defense might ever offer to evidence on the basis of 403 waste of time and the defense response in opposition there too. I am ruling for the defense on that one for all of the reasons stated in Mr. Weinstein's response in opposition. Takes care of that one. The motion in limine by the state to revisit the court's ruling excluding State's Exhibit 52AY. I have considered that, and I will not be changing my ruling on that. The couple of uncharged post-indictment intrinsic acts that were still outstanding. I've got one question on the circumstance that involved Mr. Ryan and the fight. And I can't remember which co-defendant, but there was a co-defendant who entered a guilty plea and attested to a conversation having been had about protecting a YSL member in the jail and hurting somebody else. What was that about? Do y'all remember that? And did that have anything to do with this? Or were those unrelated?
That was before this.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the court has determined that neither the Ryan situation nor the alleged passing of Percocet to defendant Williams in court meet the requirements to be an intrinsic act. And so I am not going to admit either of those. And I've also reconsidered, thought again about my ruling out the Stillwell situation of some contraband being in his cell, and I'm going to stand on my ruling with regard to that as well. One question I saw in my notes, something about the search for Attorney Johnson, the search of Attorney Johnson's laptop, and something that defendant Williams had requested with regard to that. Can you, Mr. Steele, refresh my memory on what that was about?
Yes, can I have just 1 second?
Sure.
Your Honor.
Yes.
The court. And good morning, Your
Good
Honor.
morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Can I make a statement to the court without the prosecutors here and without the media, so it would be on a sealed record? And then if you believe it should not be sealed, obviously I will repeat it, or you can have Ms. Winfrey read it back. But I believe that in an abundance of caution.
Come on up.
Okay.
All right, there's our first. I think this was. I had to step away, y'all. I got a new dog, new puppy here, and oh, he's a handful. Anyway, I think this is where they're going to be talking about the sprinkle deal. I think that's what they're discussing anyway. Can't remember. But while we're waiting on them, give you a little bit of music there to listen to while we're waiting on them. INCASE podcast coming to you on Twitch, YouTube. My new line of work here since I've had my stroke. That's about all I can do. We'll throw some sound effects in there too as the trial goes on. But this is the YSL trial, day 141. And a recap of the day. Right here on the INCASE podcast. As soon as they come back up, I'll kill the music. Hope y'all are having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Beautiful day out there after Hurricane Helene and Milton hit Florida and South Carolina. Well, we didn't get any of Milton here in South Carolina, but we did get some of Helene. Thankfully, it wasn't as bad where I live in South Carolina as other parts of South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee. Prayers going out to all of you. If you need anything, reach out. We'll put you. We got people we can connect you with that on social media that I've met. We can get you some outreach. The Cajun Navy is one of the ones you can get a hold of. Cajun Navy out there doing search rescue and bringing in supplies as we speak. Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. We just waiting on this to pass by. Has anybody noticed that the other day, when Judge Page went off on Miss Love for the sprinkle incident and the phone number, not one lawyer brought up about her being rebuked and reprimanded for the same freaking thing just a few weeks ago. I think if they'd have brought that up, I think they could have very easily gotten a mistrial. All right, we're back. YSL. Here we go.
All right, so I appreciate that, Mr. Steele, and that can be sealed to the extent this record ever goes anywhere.
This can be sealed in the event this ever goes anywhere. I think she sent in a mistrial, folks.
All right, I know that there are some things outstanding that concern Mr. Ryan, and there's been a request that that be handled tomorrow instead of today.
Yes, ma'am.
That's fine. So I'll set that aside for now. I appreciate everybody submitting case law on the issue of whether the RICO conspiracy can be established based on an overt act that's not alleged in the indictment. Frankly, it's a lot of stuff to read, and since some of the submissions were late last night, or, basically all throughout the day yesterday. I have not read all of that, so we'll take that up at some other time, and that's really more of an end of trial issue for us anyway. Okay. I think we're ready to argue and consider the motion in limine. What was it, 62, I guess?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. Thanks.
Your Honor, I just handed this honorable court and the parties, although I ran out of copies, I just gave it to Mr. Matthews. The case I cited in motion limiting number 62, Ebersole, E-B-E-R-S-O-L-E versus State. It's 371 Georgia Appeal, 520. It's in Division 1C as in Colette. It's 901 Southeast 2D, 572, 2024 case. And Your Honor, what happened in our case previously, and I understand this honorable court was not with us, but the prosecution through ATF agent Racy was testifying. He was at one time with Cobb County Police Department, and he was the lead detective on a case against Mr. Jimmy Winfrey, and that is in Cobb County case number 15-9-2765. And he was asked by Prosecutor Hilton about a jail call. And the jail call had something to the effect of, when Mr. Winfrey comes home, he will be given a Porsche and $250,000. It was something to that effect. And Ms. Hilton then asked Detective Racy, within approximately a month from that time, that jail call that the jurors just heard, did in fact Mr. Winfrey enter a guilty plea? I objected. That guilty plea was vacated and found to be coerced by the Georgia Supreme Court in Winfrey, W-I-N-F-R-E-Y versus State, 304 Georgia, 94, 816 Southeast 2D, 613, 2018. And it says specifically in that case that that guilty plea is void, is null, and cannot be used for any purpose. We approached the predecessor judge, and he said he didn't know about that case. It's all on the record. It was at the bench. And I said, well, here's a site. And he said, well, I'm not going to read it. And I said, well, I'm going to cross him on it, and I'm going to subpoena the lawyers. And I put them on my witness list who entered that plea. And I have a certified copy of the Supreme Court opinion vacating it. And this predecessor judge said I couldn't do any of that. Ms. Hilton then came back to the podium and asked Agent Racy the next series of questions. Well, was that plea, for whatever reason, vacated? And a short time later, did Mr. Winfrey enter a guilty plea? I again objected. I was not allowed to go into it. The essence of this motion, number 62 of Mr. Williams, is I believe that that's already a constitutional violation. So it has to be harmless beyond a reasonable doubt. Because
Was there any kind of instruction
no,
given?
no, it was, I can't cross on it. Mr. Matthews can't cross on it. We were all barred. And it came out that way, that Mr. Winfrey pled guilty. And This dealt with the April 26, 2015 tour bus shooting of a gentleman named Dwayne Carter. He's a phenomenal artist, musical artist, known as Lil Wayne. So the state gets that in. Now, the predecessor judge did keep out the indictment on my objection, because the indictment names as co-conspirators, unindicted co-conspirators, Mr. Williams in that event, and it was a RICO count. The further objection was that Mr. Winfrey, he didn't really plead guilty. This is the most favorable Alford plea, and I attached it to Mr. Williams' number 62 that, that I have seen, where the predecessor judge specifically, excuse me, not the predecessor judge, Judge Staley, it's Staley, and it's Staley Clark, Clark, Cobb County Superior Court. She specifically acknowledges that this is not a guilty plea. This is a best interest plea. He's not entering a admission of guilt. The Honorable Steve Sadow, which is Steve, S-T-E-V-E, and Sadow is S-A-D-O-W, was the lawyer. He specifically said that we are doing this just because it's been 5 years and Mr. Winfrey wants to get out of custody. And I attached that, and I have a certified copy of that Alford plea. Anyway, the way it came in was so wrong, and we had cases that we were citing to the predecessor judge explaining that a person who's not testifying, the fact that they pled guilty, people plead guilty for any numerous reasons, should not be allowed to come in against Mr. Williams and the others here. So going forward, I put this on this honorable court's radar because it is my belief and understanding, and if it's not going to happen, that's great, that Mr. Kendrick has pled guilty to being in a criminal street gang, specifically YSL, when he was with Mr. Martinez-Arnold. Martinez-Arnold is going to be a witness, but he did not plead guilty to that charge. And it's my understanding that the state intends to have an exhibit, a certified copy of the guilty plea of Mr. Kendrick. And that should not come in against Mr. Williams or any of the other people here for the same reason.
Let me stop and ask the state, is your position that it comes in against anybody other than Mr. Kendrick?
I don't believe that a certified copy of Kendrick's conviction would be admissible against another defendant besides Kendrick. And additionally, we intentionally did not tender the certified for Jimmy Winfrey.
For Mr. Winfrey.
Correct. The court did not preclude us. We did not tender it.
Right. Okay. So is it the state's position that not the certified copy of the conviction, but the fact of Mr. Kendrick pleading guilty to, it was gang activity and the gang being YSL? What's the state's position on that with regard to that information coming in on anybody else?
I think that his guilty plea, the fact of his guilty plea is admissible against him, and I don't believe that it's admissible in normal cases against anyone else. In this circumstance, I also don't believe that it is. At this time, I don't believe the cases that I've read suggest that it would not be admissible against another defendant. That's
all right. I think that's generally correct. So I think I've mentioned before needing a limiting instruction, and I know we're not quite at that stage yet, but I don't know when you intend to introduce that. And
not for the next 2 weeks, I believe.
Okay. Well, can you go ahead and be trying to put together whatever appropriate limiting instruction there would be. And then I would think that the position of both the defense and the state would be the same with regard to Mr. Ryan's murder jury verdict.
Right. Well, yeah, I know that the court, I know we addressed it last week, and I was saying that I was looking into that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have anything to counter the position that it's only admissible against Ryan. I don't have anything to counter that position yet.
So we'd need a similar limiting instruction for that. Let me ask the defendants with regard to whatever information did come in on Mr. Winfrey having pled, that having been overturned somehow, and then him having pled again. There was no information in front of the jury that it was an Alford or a best interest plea.
That's true.
Okay. We've obviously introduced that concept to this jury at this point. Does the defense want me to instruct sometime at the end of the case that, hey, with regard to what you heard about Mr. Winfrey's plea, that was also a best interest plea, and so the same things apply?
Yes, and I intend to
Okay.
call the, in my case in chief, I updated my witness list, the
Okay.
lawyer at the first one when it was coerced by the court, and that's why it wasn't knowingly, freely, and voluntarily given, and then called Mr. Sadow.
All right, well, I don't know that we're going to be doing all of that, because if it is before the jury that the other one was overruled, then the other one really doesn't need to be taken into consideration.
It was not before the jury, the other one's overruled. And please, we have to look at the transcript.
Okay.
But it was something to the effect of later, for whatever reason, a short while later, did he re-enter his guilty plea?
Okay, well, maybe we will get the necessary information to the jury without having to do it through a couple of witnesses. Maybe y'all could work on a stipulation. Why don't y'all make efforts to work on a stipulation that would cover that?
Also, Your Honor, there was the matter of the playing of Mr. Zachary's 2017 interview by Mr. Williams. Your Honor, if I am not mistaken, that the portions that were played included a reference by Mr. Zachary to the fact that Mr. Winfrey had entered that guilty plea. If I'm wrong, I accept that, but my memory is that from the time that it was first broached way back when, earlier this year in April or whenever it was, and now Defendant Williams actually introduced the fact of the guilty plea by Mr. Winfrey through cross-examination of one of the state's witnesses. In playing a video, the witness that was being interviewed actually talked about that guilty plea.
Well, that may be, but regardless, we need the correct information in front of the jury. So,
Can I just make a statement on that? Is that okay?
yeah.
So I do believe that Mr. Zachary said that Mr. Winfrey pled guilty.
Uh-huh.
But, to say that I somehow then introduced that concept, I'm dealing with a fact that already came out
Had
before the
already
jury.
come out, right.
So I don't think that
Okay,
holds much weight.
yeah, but I would like for y'all to try to figure out a stipulation that will cover what the situation was, and then I'll give an instruction about that having ultimately been a best interest plea.
Okay.
Okay.
When I say okay, I still intend to call the witnesses, but I will follow your direction.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's what's necessary, that's what's necessary, but I don't believe it should ultimately be necessary. I think there ought to be a stipulation that could be worked out. And if it's not a stipulation, then you can just propose what the stipulation would be, and I'll take it from there, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. So. So on motion in limine 61, there was one part that was still outstanding, which was the issue of the text messages that are captured through the wiretap. And there's, I guess, a best evidence objection to that. So what's the state's intent on that?
With respect to the text messages in the wiretap are as they were sent through the carrier. So,
Okay, and which carrier? Have we already had all of the various carriers come in and
I think it's
certify?
It's Verizon, and no one has talked about the wiretap evidence yet. That has not been broached yet.
Well, I'm broaching it now because
I mean,
it's in this, it's in this motion and limine.
Through a witness in front of the jury. That's what I meant.
Okay, so those records then, we haven't had a business representative come in and
Correct.
say anything about those records. But are they going to ultimately?
We have a business record, I think.
Okay.
Just one second. What we have on our we have the witness, the T3 custodian, the wiretap custodian, who will be addressing the content or the wiretap issues in the system and the way that the information is captured.
When you say,
Just for clarification, Your Honor, when you say the wiretap custodian, who are you referring to?
Who?
Mr. Scherer, S-H-E-R. S-C-H-E-R-E-R.
Okay. And, okay, so he'll testify to how it gets captured, and is he going to be able to certify that it's accurate?
Yeah, I believe he will, just as much
Okay.
as it. Yes, I believe that will be satisfied with that witness. Additionally, when we are, I believe that I understood the question last week to deal with not the text message box per se, but the one up under it, which was the notes, I think. And I don't recall if that was something that I misunderstood, but there's a portion of that wiretap that has sort of an interpretation, the listener's interpretation of what was heard. That's not what we're trying to introduce. It's just the content of the actual text message box.
Okay. So is there anything else I need to entertain with regard to that?
I don't believe so, but I'll let counsel speak for themselves.
Defense counsel?
So, Your Honor, I spoke with the Honorable Mr. Atkins, and he was going to verify, but my belief, and I need verification, is that if I was being wiretapped and I'm sending the Honorable Carlton Matthews a text message, I'll meet you tomorrow at the Braves game, it is not collected the way I sent it. So it's somebody, the the sworn person who is on the team, who's allowed to be a listener or a reader of the contents of the wiretap, would then read that, and they put in the line sheet, Brian Steele's text was to Carlton Matthews, "I'll meet you at the Brave game tomorrow." If that's the way it is, I'm objecting, because then it's not the original. And then I want to know what you just said, if they can lay a foundation that they have the original text message, or Verizon, it was over my objection last time, but they kept it accurately in the course of business. I'll waive this objection, but I do need Ms.
Okay.
Atkins, who's been nothing but great always. He said that, unless he found it out now, he said that he would make sure which way it is. If it's
Okay,
an actual replica or if it's a human being.
sure.
And that's
Yeah,
my
that would
issue.
definitely be kind of
And
a different circumstance.
And we verified, Your Honor. So with the T3 system, Your Honor, the text there's two boxes. There's a text message box and a synopsis box. In the text message box, that is the text message that came in through the phone. Our understanding is, while you're in the wire room, you can either accept or not accept it. So you can either accept it as it comes in or not accept it and it won't show up. But the person viewing the wiretap cannot manipulate the text message box. The other box is their own notes. And
That's the notes
That's the
box.
notes. And we're going to try to show you an example. We were trying to find an example with both, but we can share
Okay.
the screen.
Well, y'all don't, do I understand you to be saying that the state does not intend to even try to introduce anything from the notes synopsis section boxes,
Correct.
but only from the text message boxes, which are supposed to be a verbatim capture of the text?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
That foundation laid, yes.
Okay. all right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there was a kind of overlapping with regard to Summer Good, a motion in limine 63, and then a Stillwell motion that covered some of the same potential evidence. Are we ready to go through that? And it sounds like there's agreement as to some things, and some things need to be litigated.
Your Honor, I don't know if it needs to be litigated today. I think that it is, once Ms. Good takes a stand, if we lay the proper foundation, there'll either be a foundational objection or not. But we agree generally with both motions that anything that is speculation, anything that is hearsay, we do not intend to get in with Ms. Good.
Okay.
However, if there is, I think there might be disagreement on her knowledge of Mr. Williams, the state would intend to lay a foundation before we get into that question.
Okay,
But I don't think it's anything we can litigate until she
Okay.
takes a stand.
all right. And so this kind of summary sheet that's discussion on motion in limine 63, motion in limine re Summer Good, that's pretty much what we might be litigating, or what foundational issues there might be.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so we'll just come back to that. All right, and then we have a basically supplement, a motion and supplemental motion, joint motion to exclude evidence that y'all have also run down what you agree to and what you don't agree to. The things that there is no agreement on right now, is that something we can litigate today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, let's turn to that then. And would it be helpful to access the Dropbox for that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I think she's.
Link was sent October 8th at 11:36 by Mr. Atkins. Or y'all may have it before then as well.
And Your Honor, just to be clear, when, for example, if that motion, paragraph 3 in that Dropbox link, they follow the same numbering. So the
Okay.
court counsel should all be able to easily find what we're addressing because the
Okay.
numbering is identical to Mr. Steele's motion.
All right. Well, I don't know where it is. I know I got it, but. All right, I guess we will, if everybody's got the link up, we can just start at the beginning with item number 1. All right, and what's the relevance purpose of image 623?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this image 623 is a gun that was found underneath a mattress when one of the co-conspirators, Antonio Sumlin, was arrested in the May or April of 2022, Your Honor. And we believe that this picture is relevant to show that this, one of the YSL co-conspirators, the nature of this enterprise. One of the things that we allege in our preamble to the indictment is that YSL maintains armed individuals ready and willing to preserve, protect, and enhance the reputation, power, and territory of the enterprise. And the fact that he had this gun in the bedroom that he was in underneath his bed, we believe is relevant to show that.
All right. And who's going to be arguing these for the defense? Sure, I mean, that's fine. All right, whomever is going to take this portion.
Your Honor, it was explained in our case law that our gang statute was modeled after our RICO statute. And I cite the case to the court, and I did not bring extra copies. I apologize. Alexander, Alexander versus State. It's 371 Georgia Appeal, 532 It's in Division 2, 901 Southeast 2D, 584, 2024 case. And what our second highest court explains is that it is essential that the state, I'm quoting, demonstrate that the commission of the predicate act was intended to further the interests of the gang. So this is a gang count, and the appellate court held that just doing some crime or having some gang paraphernalia, or in this case, a gun under the bed, that's not enough to say that this furthers the interests of the gang. There's no nexus. And here, the state has continually put into evidence people associating with other people. This is Mr. Sumlin, correct? Who I believe is going to testify.
Okay.
And the fact that he has drugs or guns or slogans of violence, I'm not saying he does, but you have to show that somehow that gun or that act somehow affected, and there was a nexus to the trial that's going on. The state has other pictures of him with guns. So I also say it's cumulative and unnecessary evidence. But that's my argument.
All right.
Can we get a site again, Fiona? Can we get
The site, Alexander?
Yeah, 871, look at 532.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, we don't have any other pictures of Mr. Sumlin with guns that we intend. Sorry, if you can hear me, I'm sorry. We don't have any other, and I'm just confirming, but I don't believe we have any other pictures of Mr. Sumlin with guns. This is the only picture we have, and that's because he was arrested with this. Again, the weapon was underneath his mattress when he was arrested.
All right. Well, I mean, it's ultimately a jury determination whether they believe that he had this gun to further gang purposes. But I think in terms of what needs to be shown for the state to secure its admission, that's been satisfied. So to the extent you do not have pictures of him with guns already, then I would admit it. But if you do, then I'm going to exclude it as cumulative.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, and then subfolder 3, I guess.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and these are pictures of his various tattoos.
Yes, Your Honor, and we actually narrowed down the pictures. So the numbers that are listed, Your Honor, in our synopsis, those 10 pictures
Okay.
show specific tattoos on his person, which are different tattoos that we believe are relevant. So one tattoo has YSL, another tattoo has Salon Life with a snake. Another tattoo has the 5-point star. Another has a tattoo of a die or two
A what?
dice
Okay.
with 5, the black dots. And let's see. So
So that's 5. What are the other 5?
other tattoos. So one has the number 5 with a fire. Again, we believe that 5 signifies blood. That he's a member of the Bloods.
Okay, so why don't you pick one of the 5 tattoos and whichever one of those. So dice, fire, plain 5, y'all pick one.
But they're all different symbols.
I
of
know,
different-
I understand.
Okay, so you want for the representation of 5, you want to pick one thing that represents 5?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. The other ones have Macon and Cleveland, which is him talking about Cleveland Avenue or Cleveland Avenue being Cleveland. So that's not included in the 5 that you're.
That's a, tell me what tattoo that is. Which image is that? So how about the overall one? Do you need that if you're going to be zooming in on?
The overall, so you can see that it's him in the picture, so that's why we had the overall one.
Okay.
And that picture is taken further away, so you can't.
Okay, well then, do you need the next one then?
So the next one after 641 is 642 where you can, and let me make sure, because yes, it's 642 where you can see the YSL more prominent.
Mm-hmm.
Then we move to 643, which he has Haiti baby, so you can see that more prominent.
Mm-hmm.
Then we skip to 648, which is 2 5-point stars in the lower part of his stomach. Then 649 is the 5 with the fire. 652 is the beast, which we believe symbolizes blood as well.
Uh,
The bee is underneath the beehive
Mm-hmm.
on top of the paw. 654 are additional 5-point stars, 5-point stars. 655, it says Macon and Cleveland. 659 is the one with the dice. 665 is Slime Life with the snake. And then that's all the pictures. And originally there were 24 photos, so we narrowed it down from the 24 to the 10.
So it seems to me that if you have in number 1 to show it's him and then number 2, you can see a whole lot of the Haiti baby and the YSL and all kind of other things just by zooming in on that one.
But in the back, Your Honor, when the jurors have, they won't be able to zoom in on it. They'll be able to see what's in front of them once it's admitted. Yes, we can zoom in on the camera.
So you're gonna, all right. And who's gonna testify to this?
He's coming, he's.
He's gonna be like, yeah, these are my tattoos and here's what they mean.
I don't know.
Or just, yeah, these are my tattoos.
We have tattoos and we have, he'll give his version, but we also have a gang expert who are familiar with these tattoos as well.
Hmm. Okay, well. Just pick one rendition of the 5s and use that. You don't need all 3 of them.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Going on to the next folder, there's a 911 call?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what's that?
So, Your Honor, there's a single 911 call and a CAD report. There was a shooting the night before at Waters Road, and the caller notices that her vehicle window is shot out the day that she's making this call.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a brief 911 call where she's calling to let them know that her car window has been shot out. She doesn't know who shot her car window out, but she's calling the police when she walks outside and notices her vehicle in her driveway with the window shot out from a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
And so the objection was confrontation clause and hearsay because it's not an ongoing emergency. The state's position is it's not a confrontation clause issue because she is not making this phone call for purposes of future prosecution. She doesn't even know who did it or give her thoughts of who might have done it. And in terms of hearsay, although the shooting itself happens prior to her walking out and seeing her window, the state feels that there's two reasons of a hearsay exception. One being a present sense impression in terms of she walks outside and notices her car window is shattered from a bullet and she calls 911. And two, in her mind, even though her demeanor on the call, which is not dispositive of if it's an excited utterance or not, but seeing your car window shot out is to me something that would reasonably generate some level of excitement in a reasonable person. And so she's very calm on the call in terms of her voice, but the state feels that either a present sense impression and or an excited utterance for calling the police satisfies the hearsay exception. And that's the state's position in terms of the 911 audio, Your Honor.
Okay, and then is the Waters Road shooting, there's other evidence of that, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Your Honor, there's multiple shootings at that address.
Okay, the Waters Road shooting from March 12th, 2022.
Yes, Your Honor. And so this 911 call and her CAD report, when she calls to report her window being shot, is the court asking if we're going to call the responding officer who went to examine her car or?
No, I mean, the evidence is in or is going to be in that there was a shooting at Waters Road on March 12th, 2023. I guess I'm wondering because of the length of this trial already and it's apparent, I mean, we're going to have to talk about how much longer y'all think this is going to take. But what does it add, I guess, that somebody else's window got shot out?
So Your Honor, this is all intimately wrapped into the Chanel Drinks murder, where Mr. Ford and Mr. McMiller are murdered by who YSL believes is YFN members, IF gang members, the same group in 2022 that's tethered to Donovan Thomas's group in 2015 in the murder we're on currently. And what the wiretaps we played earlier, where there was conversation, and by earlier I mean a couple weeks ago, where there was guns in the attic,
Yeah.
when they're all hiding and they're running outside, and we played that is Waters Road. So there's a number of shootings that we believe was from YFN at YSL. And so this 911 call is a innocent victim of that in terms of not the intended target whose window is shot out and calls police. And her, I believe, either boyfriend or husband, Mr. Whetstone, is going to be a witness we will be calling. So the state wanted this chronological or timeline is important. It's a brief 911 call, and there's obviously an accompanying CAD report. So the state feels that it's relevant for the jury because they need to understand this sequence of events in terms of the back and forth shooting and what transpires.
Okay, but do they need to know that somebody who had their car parked on the street or wherever it was parked, a stray bullet hit them?
It's right.
It hit their car, not them, their car.
So, Your Honor, in terms of the relevancy and the low legal standard of it,
I'm not saying it's not relevant. Do you need it?
the state believes we do, and it's.
Okay, y'all are going to have to start picking some stuff that you just, I mean, this case can't go on forever. It feels like it's going on forever, but there's got to be something that y'all can say, you know what, I think we ought to be able to prove our case without that. And this kind of seems like one of those things. And I know that there's not, there may or may not, well, I think there's just kind of a standing cumulative waste of time objection by the defense. But I as the court, trying to the extent possible, manage this litigation, am raising that sua sponte to the extent that there's not a defense objection. Is this something that, I mean, even whomever, the boyfriend or the husband coming in to testify to it, I mean, if you are establishing the Waters Road shooting anyway, which you are.
Yes, Your Honor.
It just doesn't seem like this is really necessary.
Your Honor, I understand I'm struggling for a response because in terms of it's difficult for me to say what is necessary versus, what is relevant and admissible in terms of, and useful for the jury in making their decision. What is necessary in a case is a hard question to answer.
I know.
And so Ms. Latners is testifying. When this comes up, Ms. Latners will be addressing a number of 911 calls and CAD reports that all tether and are connected with this timeline of events. And so the state felt that in terms of brevity or this short 911 call and CAD report anchors the timeline for the jury and is helpful. The state's not intending on calling the officer who responded to check her window.
Good. Okay.
And so the state felt that this was I believe Ms. Latners could testify about these two items in probably under 5 minutes.
She probably can, but 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there and 10 minutes the other place. If she's already going to be testifying to 911 calls that came in closer to time, is she going to be doing that?
She's going to be handling a number of 911 calls and CADs, Your Honor, that tether both the Shamel Drinks murder, the murder of Mr. Ford and Mr. McMiller, and the multiple shootings at Waters Road, one of which this is a 911 call in response to.
So is there going to be other evidence that either has come in or will come in that this shooting at Waters Road occurred on March 12th of 2022?
One brief moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, currently, because the state intended to play this CAD and 911 call, we are not calling other witnesses to discuss this specific day.
Which is the day after.
March 12th, correct, Your Honor. So currently, in terms of the state's witness list and what the state intended to introduce, this 911 in CAD.
This is the way y'all are introducing that the shooting occurred at Waters Road on March 12th?
There's two different shootings.
And there's two different shootings, Your Honor, but in terms of her,
When's
our
the
window
other
being
shooting?
shot out, March 16th.
Okay, so let's not worry about that one. March 12th. This is the only way that y'all are establishing a shooting at Waters Road on March 12th, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor. The state can call other witnesses or evidence about that shooting, but we intended to call and introduce this CAD report 911 currently.
I understand that y'all want to. Was that the only evidence that y'all were going to put up that this occurred on March 12th? Was this 911 call and boyfriend or husband and the discovery that on March 13th, this window was shot out? That's how y'all are going to establish a shooting on March 12th?
In order to cut down witnesses, Your Honor, we have other witnesses. We could call Ms. Zachary, we could call the responding officer, but in order to shorten we get the complaint that we need to shorten the case. And so what we're trying to do is there's a 911 call. There's two 911 calls. There's a 911 call from March 12th.
Okay, are you planning to introduce that?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
day before.
Okay, but after the shooting occurs, correct?
The 911 calls as the shooting occurs, the woman is in her house and she said, they're shooting down my street.
Okay,
Yes.
so why isn't that enough?
Because this was the further evidence of that. So that's why we're playing the two 911 calls, because the March 12th call, right, there shows that she called, the first caller never went outside. All she says is there's shots fired. On March 13th, when that witness goes outside, she sees that her car has been riddled by bullets. Now, there's additional evidence that Ms. Jeffery would bring in that her daughter heard the gunshots the night before, but we're not bringing that in. So what we're trying to do is tie in the first call from March 12th and then the call from March 13th. There's more evidence, but we're trying to, as best, get in what is relevant to establish that there was a shooting. Again, all of these shootings are in response to what happens in February with Wyatt and Lucci getting stabbed.
Is it riddled with bullets?
When you say, excuse me, maybe I shouldn't say riddled with bullets, but there are bullet holes in her vehicle.
How many?
I believe there's one to her vehicle, Your
Okay,
Honor.
y'all can, no.
Your Honor.
Just, no. We have got to figure out some things that we can do without in this case, and this is one of them. And not because it's hearsay or confrontation clause. Just because it's just too much, waste of time. Okay, let's move on to the next.
Your Honor?
Yes.
May I just ask for clarification? Does that also apply to Frederick, I believe it's Frederick Whetstone, the boyfriend that lives there?
Yes, he
Okay.
doesn't need to testify either.
Okay, thank you.
If we have established the shooting occurred, we don't need more people establishing that the next day they discovered that the shooting occurred. All right, let's move on to the next.
Your Honor, may I have
Yes.
some clarification? Just the court is excluding the 911 call. What is it that the court is excluding?
Yes, that 911 call from whomever the next day that she discovered that there was a bullet to her car.
Okay.
And whoever that is, the boyfriend or the husband who was going to come and say, yeah, there was a bullet to the car.
Okay, he wasn't only going to testify to that. And I
What
know
else
that
was he going to testify to?
this is a person, she and he, who have been living next to this particular location for some months at least.
Okay.
They see who comes and go, and they see what cars, what vehicles come up to the location.
Okay.
They see the nature of the interaction
Okay.
of people with the location. And as far as that particular night goes, as Ms. Hilton said, she heard what she thought was gunfire. And we are, of course, adhering to the court's ruling regarding the 911 call, but she heard what she thought was gunfire. She saw evidence of it. They saw evidence of it the next morning. But
Okay, but he's not going to testify that the girlfriend, heard gunfire.
no,
Okay.
he's not to test. No, no. Mm-mm.
So whomever this person is, the boyfriend or husband is going to come say, here are the comings and goings that I noticed over the course of the last few months, including the night of this shooting. Here's who I saw, or here's what cars or whatever.
Right.
Okay, that's
This
fine.
is this is what we anticipate from that particular witness. The female, the young woman that Ms. Hilton mentioned earlier, she, in addition to showing us, or in addition to having that bullet hole in her car, she has met with us and shown us the bullet holes in her house. We don't have those photographs. I'm just telling the court what.
Was she going to testify also?
We took her name off the list.
Okay. All right.
In an effort for brevity's sake, but I'm just letting the court know that these people who live next door to that location had more to talk about than just a bullet.
Okay, well, I mean, that's fine.
Well, Your Honor, in response to that, and I'm going off memory, the recorded statement that is really the only record we have of what Mr. Whetstone would be adding. I believe
What's the name of this guy?
I believe I'm being accurate with Mr. Whetstone, but
Wesley?
Whetstone.
Whetstone, okay.
And the issue I have is, and just to be clear, Mr. Whetstone, as I understand it, is not testifying, oh, I saw a Audi with this tag number. I know, I'm just using Shannon as an example. I know Shannon and I see him going in there.
Mhm.
The interview he gave to the police, it was much more like, man, there's all sorts of stuff going on at that house and it's ruining our neighborhood type generalized speak. I don't think that's appropriate. I don't think it's appropriate to just paint in a broad brush with testimony. And so I disagree with the state when they assert that this gentleman would be adding a lot more about what's going on with the house. It was just kind of a complaint that we all have with different people in our neighborhoods complaining about the residents of a certain house
Okay.
in the neighborhood.
All right.
Your Honor, it's not that broad, and we did provide contact information. It's not that general as it was
Okay.
placed before the court. We've provided contact information for anyone to speak to this
Okay.
person. So it's more detailed than what he.
Okay, so is it going to be something that tends to establish that the comings and goings were by a particular gang or group of people?
A particular group of people, and again, the nature, the type of traffic, if you will,
Meaning,
at the house.
meaning what?
He will not be saying, oh, there's drug dealing going on at the house, but just the frequency of different visitors to the house, the vehicles he observed at the house,
And the vehicles are going to be tied to,
what YSL members, one in particular. Yeah. Will. One in particular belongs to Mr. Williams, for instance. For instance, I'll leave it there.
okay. Well, if he is going to be able to testify to seeing particular vehicles with, whatever frequency he's going to testify to, and there's something that ties those vehicles to these defendants or other YSL members, then that seems irrelevant. So.
Thank you, Your Honor. And yes, it was the Waters Road, obviously, the court has heard us say before, is a YSL spot.
Right.
And the shootings and the activity at the house.
Right. Okay. All right. All right, so the next thing that we need to look at is in item 4B, I guess.
Yes.
And this is, it's our same Mr. Sumlin. Okay, and the objection is? What? Anybody want to argue this one?
I do, I'm just trying to find. I lost my spot.
Okay. So it's a picture of Mr. Sumlin, and then there's a post chasing that money, but my past chasing me. And I guess the objection to that is, and that's the purpose for which this is introduced, is for that, the language of the post.
That's part of it,
Well, what's the other part?
It's number 126 on our indictment.
Overt act number 126.
And Judge, I'll just, while the court is looking at the indictment, where he is displaying prominently that center tattoo on his person of YSL, obviously, along with all the others, and making that post. The fact of the posing on social media with the gang name in the middle and slime for life on his arm, and asserting publicly chasing that money, but his past chasing him, we would argue reflects at least part of what we are alleging that the gang has done or does in furtherance of the enterprise itself, obtaining money and property through a pattern of racketeering activity, him chasing that money, but his past chasing me, we would argue suggests that he has done things that were not legal. And this is an argument, this is one obviously that could be made at the end. The jury could infer from what they are seeing many things, but particularly we posted or we named this as an overt act, number 126.
Okay, and that was posing for the photo that he put on his account, displaying gang tattoos, not the post, not the language. What you put in the indictment is
the description of it. Yeah, the description of what happened. He
did
posed.
post for a photo released on someone's Instagram account displaying gang tattoos with YSL on his chest and slime for life on his right arm, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
Right,
Okay.
and the language, the language further shows how he is furthering the conspiracy.
How
by
is
saying,
that furthering the conspiracy?
chasing that money, but his past chasing him suggests that he not only does things or has done things that perhaps in chasing that money that are not legal, he is continuing to chase that money in ways that are not legal.
What suggests that he is doing anything illegal by chasing that money?
Your
Isn't
Honor,
that what pretty much all of us who aren't independently wealthy have to do every day of our lives?
Your Honor, I'm not saying that it is with certainty that this is what he is saying. What I'm saying is that it is evidence that tends to, or that has a tendency to make a portion of our assertions or our allegations in the indictment true to the extent that it is relevant that he made or said that, made that statement on that posting. He is representing YSL. He is.
I mean, obviously, it's all over his body, but how is the post the language representing YSL?
The language, it's as if he said, I stay ready, or
It really doesn't seem to say that.
I didn't say
You
he-
can put that post in the picture without the language. Okay, what's next? File 5. Okay, this is another post. And this is also an overt act alleged. Is that right?
It is. It is.
Okay. Pose for a photo with the caption, suit up, it's wartime. Okay. All right. And what's the objection? What's the objection, y'all?
Your Honor, speaking on behalf of Mr. Stillwell, our objection is any of these comments on the right that
Past the suit up and lace up your boots one, the ones below that, or including?
including.
Okay, well, given that that is what they allege to be an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy, I think that one is going to come in. Does the state need the comments below that?
Mr. Stillwell, the OG bull with Shannon Stillwell and one Obama.
Okay. Okay. Who is that?
Antonio Sumlin.
Okay.
Is who?
Antonio Sumlin.
Is who?
One Obama is.
Right. So, and maybe I'm missing the bigger picture here. Who is Slime Bing Bing?
Your Honor, a person who is an associate of Shannon Stillwell and Antonio Sumlin, whose statement that suit up and lace up your boots is wartime was adopted and commented on favorably by Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Sumlin. Mr. Stillwell in posting, and Mr. Stillwell is reflected and tagged in it, and is posting the green heart emoji and the green snake emoji in response to it,
That's not accurate. That's not accurate. There's someone that we don't know who it is, and that's why I was confused, Your Honor, when you asked about after it's lace up your boots, it's wartime. Someone we don't know who it is. We're suggesting that he's an associate. I don't know how we're making those assumptions or suggestions if we don't even know who he is. And then we have who's said to be my client doing a green heart and a whatever that is. I think
I don't know what that is.
whatever it is. It's some sort of amphibious creature, it appears. Anyways, that's a reaction to the photo. I don't know where the state's asserting that this is some sort of adoption of someone else's comment. My client's in a photo, and he's not replying to the comment. You can reply to a comment if you want on these social media posts. He's just replying to a photo that he's tagged in. So I don't know under what.
Okay, folks, let's take a quick break here. So this has been a day of evidentiary items being taken care of, and I've noticed that Love, the state, they like to bring up a lot of old law, and then they like to bring up a lot of federal law. Georgia is one of those states that they kind of do things their way, that you're allowed to deviate from federal laws to a point for your state. Because you got the federal felonies and you got a state felony. I mean, there's just different levels of law. And she's trying to use federal and old Georgia law to get stuff in. But their biggest thing is, this is in furtherance of the conspiracy. It's allowed to come in. Georgia has written their laws to be beneficial to the state, be bad for the defense, because the defense can't fight this for 401, 402, 403, hearsay. I mean, they just can't fight anything because of the way Georgia has the laws written. It's virtually impossible, from what I've seen, 141 days for the defense to win this any other way than A, mistrial, or B, it's immediately turned over on appeal, sent back for trial, and Judge Whitaker does it from the beginning. And a lot of stuff wouldn't even make it in. I got a feeling. She just won't go back and redo a lot of stuff that Granville did, and I believe she should. This is the Outcast Podcast, coming to you live on Twitch and YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe. Help me grow this channel. Like I was saying in Cat's stream earlier, I had a stroke, and this is all I can do. This is my life now. So if y'all would be so kind as to like, share, and subscribe, help me build this channel up so I've got something I can do. All right, let's get back to it here. The YSL trial, day 141 replay, in case you missed it. Let's go.
Theory of law, respectfully, with the confrontation clause in place and hearsay rules in place, that we would just allow Slime Bing Bing his out-of-court statements just in.
Your Honor, we've.
And the fact that the state alleges it in the indictment does not move me in the least. I mean, we had no part in drafting this indictment, obviously, but just because the state alleges something in an indictment doesn't suspend the rules of evidence.
This would be the evidence by which they would establish that.
Well, I understand that, but it's still the rules of evidence, and I know you know this, Your Honor, but the rules of evidence still apply, even if they've asserted that.
Not unless love it don't.
The image on Slime Bing Bing appears to be a female.
They can't hear you. Well, I mean, the picture is,
Yeah.
Who knows whether,
Right. Who knows anything about?
I mean, honestly, y'all,
Honestly, the state
If
wants to get
this
anything
were-
and they can get in.
it looks like these people are cleaning up a playground. I'd be like, yeah, if I were the defense, yeah, let's talk about this. Look at these. But hey,
Get her, Whitaker, get her.
that's what the state wants in for whatever reason.
Because they ain't got no
Um,
sense.
That's,
The state is
I don't
putting
know
in
how they're gonna-
anything.
I don't know.
The state is literally putting in any freaking thing they can put in. This case is going to go on forever if Judge Whitaker does not get her crap together and put this to an end and say enough is a freaking enough. But no, she'll back. One day she's all about making things go faster. The next day she's letting them put everything in and the kitchen sink. I just don't understand her. Get it together, Whitaker. Come on.
Know how anybody would find this to be an act in furtherance of gang activity, but
Yeah.
Well, that's why
they could argue that, I guess.
that's why I'm concerned with this. I agree with you. I don't necessarily have a problem with the picture. It's the caption by Slime Bing Bing that casts this in a different light. And I don't believe, well, first of all, we don't know his government name, and I have no reason to believe that that person is testifying.
I don't think they know who it is either.
Your Honor,
Yes.
there's a extremely popular song by artist Lil Wayne, grew, G-R-E-W, up, a screw up. And specifically, it states, suit up and lace your boots up. It's wartime. So, this happens a lot in our case, but a lot of people just cite lyrics. And for that reason also, I mean, yes, we can cross on it, but it's just the same pattern. It doesn't show we are now going to war, so we'd ask for it to be excluded.
Your Honor, with respect to, I think that the court had it exactly right, except the court's comment on the significance of it. But this is something that we've alleged. This is the evidence of what we've alleged. And we'd ask to be able to show the evidence that the state believes proves its case.
Okay, well, I'm going to permit it, and then y'all can all have a fun time arguing it, because, okay, let's move on to the next one.
And I'm sorry, y'all. I've got a new puppy, so I'm in
So
and out of the
this is
stream,
in-
so I apologize.
Folder 6, item B, I guess. Screen grab of the first few seconds of the video.
Yes, Your Honor. So there's a video that the state and the defense, we agreed. It's a video that's played on a loop 3 times. We're only gonna play the first time that the video was played. However, early in the video, Mr. Williams is seen throwing up the YSL sign, but it's very quick. And
Okay.
so 73-E55, just a screen grab of that initial portion, similar to what we've done with the surveillance videos that we entered. We might have the video, but we capture a screenshot of a particular portion.
And it's not shown, I mean, it's shown in the first thing, right?
Yes, but just very quick.
So if I watch what's in the one before that,
And we can share it on our website, or if you just want to play it on your own.
And what's the objection?
Your Honor, there are so many videos that have come into evidence and are coming into evidence of Mr. Williams holding his hands.
Cumulative
Yes. And then it's cumulative
of
on top
the
of
video.
cumulative. Yes.
Yes, sustained, you can
This is
see
the
it
one where he
just as
says murder
easily.
game bitch. This is different.
This is different. He says murder game bitch, and he's also with Obama, another associate. We don't have, well, let me say this.
Okay, so the screen grab is excluded as cumulative.
But we can introduce the first 15.
Yes.
I couldn't hear, but I think the state agreed because it's on a loop, so it just plays
The
it's very
first
short.
is what it says.
So it's just
yeah.
one time is what I.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so then we can move down, I believe, all the way to folder 15. Whose autopsy?
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Steele earlier. We just need to confirm with Dr. Sim Stanley regarding the autopsy photos, and making sure that we selected the ones that she will need in order to explain Mr. Drink's injury. So we can just I hope to meet with her the end of this week so that we can select those photos, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's fine. The autopsy report, what's our issue with that?
Your Honor, my general,
Sorry, we can't hear you, Ms. Hilton.
sorry,
I'm sorry.
yeah, my
Hey,
general practice with
whoever's
the
watching right
ME
now,
is to introduce her
I see a
report at the
viewer. If you are
conclusion as a
actually
part of the
watching,
record.
could you
Not,
just
it
type
does
something
not
in
go
the
back to
chat,
the jury.
please?
Okay.
Let me
However,
see
I
if
believe
chat's working.
defense counsel will object to
1,
that.
2, emoji. I don't care. Just something.
Just don't, I
Let
never
me know you're in
understood
here. Thank you.
introducing something just for the record. I mean, if the witness needs to refresh her memory, I have no problem with that, but I object to it going into the record unless there's a reason. I definitely object the jury ever seeing it or being published, but that was my objection. I don't see any reason to say we're going to admit an autopsy report, but then we'll pretend like it never was in the record. It shouldn't be in the record in the first place.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't go back with the jury, and I sort of hear both sides. So just tender it at the time. 16, folder 16. So whose firearm is this? Why is this coming in?
This is one of the firearms found at Waters Road
Okay.
on the 16th. And just to add a little bit more contextual details, in one of the, or actually more than one of the wiretap calls, I think the court's already heard, where they're referencing the weapons at Waters
Yeah.
Road. And
Okay, and this is just found laying on this table at the time they come in there?
it's one of the weapons that's in there.
That's fine, I'll admit that. All right, folder 18.
Your Honor, we can withdraw. This is just a 2 search warrants.
Okay,
So that's fine. You want to.
Couldn't hear you, so.
they're withdrawing.
We're not going to make a search warrant.
Thank you.
Okay, then folder 21 would be our next one.
Same thing, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Okay, then folder 23 looks like our next one. And I need to look at 5168. So who wants to argue about 5168? Nobody wants to argue about 5168.
Could someone just, we've reviewed all these, but I'm just trying to have in front of me what I'm talking about, and I'm trying to find it in this Dropbox.
Okay, well, you see there, like, each of the folders is numbered, so it's in number 23, and if, once you open it, it's 5168.
Your Honor, we can withdraw.
All right. All right. Folder 26.
And Judge, my Wi-Fi.
Yes, Your Honor, for folder 26, that's Mr. Ryan. I think that's Act 180, right?
I mean,
And you're not able to, okay.
go ahead.
You're not able, if you watch the video, you're not actually able to see who's actually posting it. It's alleged to be on my client's page, but you can't actually see him. And you see somebody else playing, or I guess watching the TV, and you don't know who's actually speaking either.
Okay. We're not going to, there doesn't seem to be audio, right?
No, there's audio, Your Honor.
Okay.
And so you have Mr. Ryan, it appears, because he posted it on his page.
Allegedly.
Allegedly while in prison. And the video is of, we believe, Mr. Ryan watching Mr. Eppinger get a bond on TV. So they're in prison, similar, he has his cell phone in prison, and he's watching Mr. Eppinger get a bond, and he says, free, he's a number of different things, but he talks about slat, free, this YSL, we getting bonds on this shit, some other language.
So is there audio where somebody is saying that?
Yes, Your Honor. And we can play it, Your Honor.
All right, because when I just hit play, there's no audio, but that may be because of my settings on my computer. So, yeah.
Mr. Atkins is pulling it up, Your Honor.
It's because I had my volume turned all the way down.
Sometimes that happens.
So let me, actually, it may just be easier than joining the Zoom if I just hit play again now that the volume is up. Nope.
We're almost there. So that much time it pulls up.
It's on here.
There's some.
Let's start that over.
Are you nervous? Your Honor.
Yeah, man, free my nigga Big Rich, man. Yeah, man, live chain game. Fuck that boy. Fuck that boy. Strike that baby. Yeah, man. Free my nigga Big Rich, man. Fuck the DA. Yeah, we catching the bun on this shit. Yeah, and we about to catch that bun, fuck nigga. We coming to get you. You know what it is. Yes, sir. That shit in the hood right here, gang. Free the game. Yeah, YSL shit. That's the hood right here, son. Yeah. Slack Benny. Man. Slack, man. Free the game. That happened again for a blind, though, so it ain't for a blind, okay. Fuck Rashawn the Davenport. Yeah, man. Free my nigga Big Rich, man. By the way, the game way. Big Rich with the big head, man. Okay. They gave my nigga a bun today, man. Smell me. YSL. They gave my nigga a bun today, y'all. Shit crazy. What?
And what's the argument for this exclusion, that you don't know who posted it?
We don't know who posted it, don't know who the speaker is, don't know who the second speaker is either.
Okay, and what's the state's response?
Your Honor, the circumstantial evidence in this particular case will allow the jury to infer that it was Ms. DeWilliams' client. And at the very least, these are co-conspirator statements furthering the gang, furthering support of the gang, and publicizing their support of the gang, announcing support of the gang.
And who's this going to come in through?
This would come in through the investigator who saw this post and captured this post.
All right.
On Mr. Ryan's
I'm going to admit that over objection.
It's also going to be a foundation issue, and it'll cause for speculation.
What do you mean?
Because we don't know who's speaking. We don't know who's speaking. We don't know who has access to the phone or to his account.
That'll be things that you can cross-examine on. Okay. 28. I don't know how to get out of this one. An Excel spreadsheet. Which one am I looking at?
You're gonna look at the one that says highlight, I believe highlighted MMS.
Okay. That's like red and green?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And what is this?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, this is the Verizon text messages that were entered a few weeks ago, Your Honor. Investigator Viverito, when she was reviewing the information, in order to make it easier for her to know who was talking, she just did color highlights.
Okay.
We will do some form of this, but as a demonstrative, Your Honor, because if you just read the Excel spreadsheet, it's difficult. So what she did in order to assist her is color code different speakers. And Your Honor, generally, the content in this text message is the conspiracy to stab Mr. Rayshawn Bennett. This is where that act begins, when they are planning it via the text messages. And the individuals involved are Mr. Khalif Adams, Demikion Garlington, Jaden Myrick through his girlfriend at the time, Ashley Ellison. And so we will introduce some form to make it easier for the jury to see. Maybe not this exact document, but there will be some demonstrative to make these text messages easier to put before the jury and digest before the jury.
What's the objection?
I get that, Your Honor. My concern is that in this, what I'll call it a demonstrative, whatever the state's working on, there is irrelevant information that's placed out of context. For instance, my recollection, the first on that colored Excel spreadsheet, the first line says something, has a phone number, and it says SB. Now, I don't know if SB is supposed to be, we don't know who sent it, first of all. I don't know if SB is supposed to be a reference to my client.
We don't intend to introduce that, Your Honor, because we don't know if it is, we cannot confirm that is.
Okay, why don't y'all get in whatever form you're gonna want to use, get it in that form and then give that to the defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
And just to articulate it, my concern is the state's saying that there was a conspiracy, they're alleging a conspiracy, and they just named a bunch of people. My concern is simply, I just don't want references to my client just thrown in the midst of a demonstrative that apparently, allegedly involves a conspiracy involving other people.
Okay, well, get that in a form. Can y'all do that by the end of the day, Friday?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right, I think that takes care of the joint motion to exclude evidence as supplemented. Okay, I had a note that the state on some co-conspirator issue with an unknown declarant called UNC. Y'all were going to figure out either excise that person's statements or come up with some kind of a limiting instruction. Has that been done?
The limiting instruction, no, Your Honor, what we looked at was excising. But
Okay.
we will give to counsel for the defendants a proposed limiting instruction and present it to the court. We have not come up with a limiting instruction. We believe that it provides context and that the court can instruct the jury that only in as much as it gives context to the other statements.
Okay, so y'all have evaluated it and believe that it isn't going to make any sense to excise the other person's statements, so you want a limiting instruction.
That
and
is-
you need to come up with that.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Would this be a good time to talk about who all we still have coming up and how long they're going to take?
Sure.
I think it would be.
Can we?
Let's talk about that.
From the defense,
Need a
we believe
bathroom
it would
break.
be a good time.
Let's do a bathroom break and let's come back and talk about that.
I sent you the updated list. I sent you last night.
Okay, the YSL trial is on a restroom break. I'm gonna let this break play through, give everybody a chance to grab something to drink, use the restroom, do whatever they need to do. We'll let this play through and then we'll come back to it. This is the Outcast podcast on YouTube and Twitch. Go ahead and feel free to like, subscribe, share, let everybody know I'm out here and I'm working hard. I'll be live tomorrow with the YSL trial from start to finish. Don't miss it right here on the Outcast podcast.
Hey, everybody, thank you so much for watching our coverage of the Young Thug trial.
All right,
now, I
Jesse.
want to take a quick second and I want to tell you about this stream's
All right,
awesome
we will be
sponsor,
right
Upside.
back.
So
I'll
what's
let this
Upside?
play. Y'all go to
Upside
the
is a
restroom, get
free
something to eat.
app that gets
Do
you
whatever you need
cash
to do.
back
We'll be
on
right
daily
back here in
essentials
just a
like
minute
gas
with the
and groceries.
YSL.
So when I go to pump my gas,
Trial
I can
day
use the
141
Upside app
recap.
and get cash back. Real cash back. It's money that appears in your Upside app that you can transfer straight into your bank account. So once you have the Upside app, you claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. You pay as usual using a debit or credit card. You follow the steps on the app and you get paid. And as you saw me just do, you can use Upside at places like Shell, Exxon, Mobil, 7-Eleven, Taco Bell. That's just to name a few, by the way. There are so many more. So to find out how many
That's what we discussed up here. I'd appreciate it. And it's charging now, so it ought to be ready for use maybe in a few
Bluetooth
hours.
disconnected.
I had it was on there. It just
Bluetooth
wasn't
connected.
secure, so it didn't charge. All right, so is the next most pressing thing to go back to those wiretap
I think,
conversations?
I believe that would be a good
Okay.
thing.
All right, I'll give everybody a minute to get their notes on the wiretaps. And we were kind of going through this chart that has the two different reference numbers.
And Your Honor, did you have received the updated, we shortened some, the
I
court
did
had asked
not.
us to
No.
reduce it. I will re-forward the email. It was sent probably about 3-4 weeks ago, but I'll resend it to
Okay.
everyone.
I mean, maybe I did, but I haven't printed it. Is it like one of these, but just shorter? Okay, that would be great.
Can't tell you it's substantially shorter, but it is shorter.
Okay. Do we still have to deal with the one that had sort of bogged us down and we stopped on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. So this is exhibit.
Your Honor, I'm trying to remember if any council knows what number we stopped on. I was. Your Honor, now that I think about it, the call that we ended on was the one that you had just referenced that kind of got us off track. So that call was PDF page 2184 on April 1st. So I'll pick up on the next call after that, which is
Well, we've got to make a decision on
Yes,
that
Your
one
Honor.
too, so.
Did they file a response? Could you just say the call number as well? For
Yes,
PDF 284, what call?
the reference number
2158.
2158, Mr. Sharp.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Westmoreland over here. I wanted to make sure, is this,
Thank you.
no, it's
A
okay.
voice from somewhere.
Is this the call, Mr. Atkins? Is this the call that Attorney Harvey was arguing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And did you guys file a response? I know the last time you asked to file a response and we were waiting on it. I haven't received it, but maybe you filed it already?
No, we were going to just
So can we go?
oral argument on it. We did not file a written response to that.
So had we finished 2119? Reference 2119 from April 1st? Yes or no? I
1 second, 2119 was,
I think maybe we did. I don't know.
I'm reviewing the notes, Judge.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, if it's reference number 2119, PDF page 2140.
What is that? Is that a page number or a reference number?
So the wiretap
Yeah.
used reference numbers. I also included PDF page numbers to quickly access.
Okay.
So that's why there's both numbers, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's reference number 2119, according to this. I only see one number on this chart.
On the far left? What chart did we give her?
The first two columns, the first column is the reference number and the second column
I
is
need
the
it on
page
the
number.
computer. I need to not freak out because I'm on a freeze to top of the lights.
Ms. Hilton, did you resend out the condensed version?
I'm sending it now.
Okay. Because I don't see
I sent
2184.
I sent it on September 21st at about 6:07 PM.
Oh.
But you're going to resend it
Yep, I just.
for me. Is this where the UNC conversation is? No.
No, Your Honor. Give me 1 second, Your Honor. I'll pull up my notes on.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, those two calls were, I have the PDF page number 635 and 820, Your Honor, which are March 17th and March 18th calls, was the two calls my notes had that referenced.
The UNC.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right, thanks.
I only have 10. I'm using it.
Run something. You need to move over.
Okay, so does it show that we've finished on, and I don't know why, but I don't see a page number, but on reference 2119, did I make all the rulings that needed to be made? That's just the last thing I have anything written down for. I mean, I guess if we'd moved on to 2158, I had.
This has
And
been the biggest
2158 's
wasted
the
day
one
right here. I don't understand why they're even doing this, to be honest with you. This is stuff that should have been decided months and months and months ago. This goes back to Adrian Love and the state, Fannie Fana, however you say it was. It goes back to them not being prepared for this case. The first district attorney did not prosecute this case for a freaking reason. There's nothing there. Classy Beat has a perfect, if I ever get the money to get a real soundboard, he's got the perfect soundbite. I wish I could get. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This makes no sense to me whatsoever. Why we are still, this trial needs to be mistrialed and retried, or done it with prejudice, because the state has just repeatedly broke Brady so many times. This case should really be over. If I was a judge sitting here, this case would have been over the day. If Glanville got recused and I got brought in, I'd have been like, you know what, mistrial, we're starting over from scratch. I'm releasing the jury. Monday we'll be back in here and we'll start going through or tomorrow we'll come back in here and we'll start doing evidentiary hearings. I'm gonna bring the jury in the morning and we're gonna dismiss them on a mistrial. You've got the rest of the day into the morning to get ready for representing all the evidence, because we're starting over from scratch. I'll listen to bond. I'll listen to everything. This should have been started over from scratch. This should not still be going on. But hey, what do I know? I can tell you this much. That's what Whitaker's doing right now. It's the prosecution's case, because she's knocking stuff out. She's told them several times over the last couple of days, we have got to slim this case down. Y'all are taking too long. Maybe she'll get her stuff together and she'll get it done. Anyway, back to the YSL Day 141 recap. This is the Outcast podcast on Twitch and YouTube, coming to you live.
Potentially has nested hearsay. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, actually, 2119, which is the call that had the nested hearsay, Your Honor.
Okay, well then that's why I didn't have anything written down on 2158 then, because we stopped on 2119, I guess.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay.
to it.
And the issue we've got is that nobody knows who Rel is, essentially, right?
Your Honor, I don't think that that was the issue regarding rail.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I would humbly request Attorney Harvey argue this motion. And the last time that you heard in reference to this piece of evidence, and by the way, not knowing who Rel was an issue, but that the state asked to be able to respond to our brief. And so we've been waiting on that response. From my understanding,
And now you know there isn't going to be.
and now we know there isn't going to be one, but I would humbly ask if we could do this when he's here. I'm sorry, he's just ill.
Will he be back tomorrow?
I hope so.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll circle back on this tomorrow then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On 2119. Okay, so on to 2158 then. All right, and everybody has now the updated wiretap. And we're still on Garlington's, so. Yeah. Okay. So what are there objections? And if so, what are they? And do I need to listen to it? Somebody.
From the context, my understanding is this call, the problem with this wiretap is it involves Mr. Garlington, who's presumed innocent of everything. Apparently, it suggests that he's involved in criminal activity, drug dealing, different squabbles that he individually has. My understanding from this call is he's having some sort of problems with someone, but I just, that it seems to me that is a Mr. Garlington situation as opposed to a Mr. Stillwell or anyone else here situation. And I understand the allegation is they're part of a organization, but that doesn't mean everything you're involved in is part of that organization, even if that organization does exist. So I don't see the relevance of this call. And, of course, unless there's a hearsay exception, we're dealing with the words of Mr. Garlington, who is not going to be testifying.
Response.
Yes, Your Honor. This call, Garlington, I don't know who he is speaking with. He mentions Copeland Woody calling him, and Garlington says they are discussing seeing someone and going to blitz their ass, which the state believes from talking to gang experts, when you blitz somebody, you're going to go shoot them, intending to kill them or at least shoot them and hurt them. And so when you're sending a blitz or you're going to blitz someone, you're going to do an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. This specific call, it's 1 minute and 14 seconds. Given that the other male, who I do not know, is the one saying we're going to blitz their ass, the state would, if I could reserve on this specific call, because absent knowing who that male is on this specific call, it's Garlington talking with him about that, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're going to give that some further consideration.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so let's move to the next one is reference 2532, page 2559. Any objection on that one? We ought to be ready on these.
We're ready. I'm just reviewing my notes.
Okay.
First, my question for the proponent of this evidence is the relevance.
Your Honor, the state's happy to articulate relevance. I do think legally to exclude evidence, the state feels so. This specific call, what ends up happening is Miles Farley, who's charged with the murder of Shamel Drinks, he ends up going to Fulton County Jail. Before he goes to Fulton County Jail, they work on trying to get him protection, specifically to figure out where in the Fulton County Jail he is, because there's a gang war going on and people are getting murdered. And so what ends up happening in these next series of calls, unpack this, is they are working on, hey, when he gets to the Fulton County Jail, let us know where he is so we can protect him, keep eyes on him. And what ends up happening is 9 Deuce, YFN, the same rival street gang that the state has been discussing with the murder of Donovan Thomas and also Shamel Drinks, teams up with some younger Goodfellas. Goodfellas is a very prominent gang in both prison and jails in the state of Georgia. And what ends up happening is that there's a lot of the next series of calls, for the most part, are all going to discuss Miles getting locked up, where is he going, and then he ends up getting jumped by rival gang members who allied with Goodfellas, and that creates a serious problem because Unfunk, who was a defendant in this case, and his defendant William's brother, YSL is a hybrid gang, as the state alleges, is a Goodfellas member. And so once this happens, there's a series of phone calls between Garlington, Unfunk, and high-ranking Goodfellas members in the Fulton County Jail of saying, people are telling me that YFN teamed up with Goodfellas. We didn't bless off on that. Absolutely. My apologies, Madam Court Reporter. So I want to give that backstory because there's you need to listen to these calls to unpack what I just proffered to the court.
Okay. All right, that seems pretty relevant. Any other objection?
No, Your Honor, I mean, for the record, it's hearsay, but
Okay, I think this would come in under the co-conspirator exception.
Okay, understood.
All right. So our next one is 2534 and 2561. Unless are there new objections? I mean, if these are all kind of the same series of same substance.
And Your Honor, you're using the reference numbers?
I mean, I said them both.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. So PDF page 2561 is referencing this same topic. It's Garlington discussing trying to get protection for Miles. And also 2656 is a three-way call with Copeland and Garlington discussing Shannon being in jail and Miles in jail and getting protection in jail.
Okay.
So yes, Your Honor. Of course.
All right, so are there other objections other than what was already voiced with regard to the one before? Because my ruling would be the same.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So then that takes us down, that would then cover how many of those, Mr. Atkins? When do we get to the end of that?
So, Your Honor, we should, embedded in this is PDF reference number 2779 and PDF page 2808 is in reference to Garlington and a gun. And so that.
Okay, 2779 is not on our new list, is it?
Hold on one second, Your Honor. I have.
Okay, I think this would have covered reference 2534, page 2561, as well as reference 2628, page 2656. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. My apologies. I had two XLs
okay.
up and one was the old version. So, Your Honor, we should discuss.
So then the next one on the new sheet is 2833, page 2861. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and is there objection to that?
Yes, Your Honor, we're going to object based off relevance and hearsay. And does the state know who the other party to this call is?
I don't think so, but.
So, Your Honor, 2861, it's the state's understanding that this is an incoming call from Frank Hubert, who's Goodfellas. He's a capo in Goodfellas. This is tethered, this individual's who these three-way calls discussing protection in the jail primarily go through. That's who the state believes this is. This covers a number of items, so the state would like to play this call.
Okay, go ahead.
But what evidence do we have that he's Frank?
Are we playing 2628 or 2833?
2833.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, Your Honor, that's
Okay.
correct.
Did we need to address something further on 2628 first? Okay.
Your Honor, my apologies for I have to re-log in. My internet went out without realizing it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in the room. You know, my door don't lock, though. I come out anytime. What you on? Hell nah, they just don't fuck with it. Yeah, but you got that shit. Man, that was. You had them up right street fucked up, boy. Oh, yeah. Shit, what you need? Shit, you know if I can do it, man. Come on, man. You know I fuck with it. He ain't so bad. No, I know that. Yeah, fuck it right. How many of them niggas? How many niggas? Of them niggas in your dorm? Man, one nigga, man. One nigga that goddamn. One nigga waiting for it to touch his ass so he can tell on me. Yeah. Yeah. What? Hey, so where Quay at? Where Flo Quay on? Quay, who that? Huh? Who that? To my big nose Quay? Nah, he on the K with AB. Oh, don't talk about with the big nose right here, little young nigga. Yeah. Yeah, on the West Flow, he on Quay. Yeah, who on AB? Quay on the 6th floor. They be calling. They had a phone too with the whole what you call the gate. Yeah, what Quay? Yeah. You talking about you say not JBL Quay. What Quay you talking about? He said the one got locked up JB Yeah, Kel say he ain't know you. Hey, your little partner ain't never hit you back in the DM. What name, Miles? Miles. Did Miles ever hit me? Yeah, Miles ain't never DM nobody back. Nah, you know I ain't DM his folk back. Oh yeah, cause we still don't know where Flo he on. He got to be still on clarification. That's why we're trying to see where he is. Yeah, he got to be on clarification. Yeah, which one we do to Quay? Nah, Quay good, he good. I was just asking that now. How many of them niggas done with Eddie? Man, now it ain't number shit ain't number one. Let me see one. That shit ain't number one nigga in the whole unit. Yeah. Yeah, it ain't number one. Huh? I said I really ain't got nobody. Shit, everything straight. I was just trying to make sure them niggas straight, bro. Man, you know that shit. Get away. One thing about whatever side I'm on, but whoever I'm fucking with gonna be straight on team. Yeah. I ain't just got no goddamn one unit shit. Nigga got a whole goddamn floor on both sides. Man, I got but they know I ain't just popping my shit. I got the whole jail with it, bro. I ain't got to make it one phone call. Yeah. Yeah. I got the whole man. Man, you don't know who your goddamn big brother is, bro. Come on, man. Man, I'm goddamn, bro. Cabo friend, boy. I know what's going on. Right, well, I got the whole, man, that way it ain't no 3 of us. They goddamn Capos in their jail, but we got the whole flow. Like, I'm talking about the whole Bright Street. Like, boy, we got this motherfucker on smash, bro. That's why, listen, nigga needs, bro, my main man, you know my main man there, bro. I need that nigga back, bro. I already know that way. But don't nigga so pussy. That's why I get with it. Huh? I say, I ain't me cut y'all, get with it. That's why I'm so ready to get out right and get with it. But I got so like, get with it. But that's why I got down. That's why I just told Word, get with it. I'm glad he just put me in a position I could be in, right? Like, I can start my own family, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna go crazy on these niggas on Scarface. Why they rape them like, oh yeah, this wrong with all the shit, man, for real, bro. Hey, you know, like, yeah, for sure. Like, you know, the only niggas, but like, they let niggas come through the hood, walk through the hood, all type of shit, bro. Them niggas ain't, you know what a nigga be on forever, bro. I already know, but see, we already know something. We already know majority of them niggas have some pussy, bro. Like, them niggas probably on shit like, man, they don't want no part, like, nigga. Man, bro, you know how that shit is, bro. I already know it. That's why I got there when I come home. I'm gonna fall back for a little minute, you know what I'm saying? But get what? Boy, I'm gonna have my team walking through that motherfucker. Everybody who I fought with, get what? I can't do nothing but call and warn niggas, but get out the way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nah, for real, like, yeah, I ain't finna clean dirt. I'm finna, man, get what, man? Word gave me the green light, bro. I'm finna clean that shit up, bro. Yeah. Man, hell yeah. Man, I ain't tripping. Long got a nigga like him behind me. Man, shout out goddamn, man, I ain't bullshit. I'm still clean that shit up, stuff, man. Yeah. That's real, bro. Then you know, if he got a nigga mad, cause nigga just seen him a couple months ago, ain't no way in the hell you back right here with me, man. Say what? I say, if he got me mad, cause ain't no way in the fuck you right back here, right here with me, talking with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that shit felt good knowing I can call him, knowing he got there, you know what I'm saying? You say what? I said, Ed B, right? Yeah. I said, that shit got me fucked up, cause Charlotte know goddamn niggas want to see him out there knowing that I can call him. That shit was a good thing, so I'm saying, like, that shit hurt me, Charlotte right back, nigga, know, like, right here with me, bro. That shit, man, they can't be keep coming back to this bullshit. Yeah. Hell no. Where the hell you at? Yeah, man. Where the hell you at, Scope? I'm right here with my cousin. Oh, okay. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Get away. You just gotta stay. Get away, bro. You just gotta stay right. You gotta stay around them niggas from the video, bro, cause you already know they ain't right. I know it, bro. Listen, like, you know, some of it, yeah. You gotta stay around them nigga ass, bro. The nigga ain't right, bro. Somebody, well, they ain't right. Get away. I'm telling you, then you know a lot of niggas into us too. I know who gonna pop some bubble, little bubble. I didn't have little bubble. The bubble got down. Like man, listen, bro. What little bubble? Small little bubble. Yo bubble. What bubble? Man, little bubble. Ain't no little bubble. We check it out doing the 15. Oh man, I don't fuck that shit. Hey man, that nigga, but hey, boy, I ain't gonna, you know, I'm gonna goddamn be 1,000 with you, boy. Look, I ain't gonna sugarcoat that. Boy, Shawty can't be choices, man. Yeah, you know, Johnny came in here with the dog. Well, you know, he didn't even tell me about it. Man, listen. Man, I'm telling you, listen, Shawty ain't, listen, boy, I'm trying to tell you, we ain't got to speak on Buddy too much, because he's not right. I'm telling you, boy. Oh, yeah, you know, that way he don't even supposed to be stressing them all no more, because they supposed to be goddamn pushing up on him, you know what I'm saying? So, for goddamn give you a heads up, don't get seen nowhere with that boy, because when it come down, when it all said and done, when they get a chance to goddamn wipe it over, they gonna do it. Okay. Yeah, boy, nigga ain't fuck with it. He don't need to be stressing. Mom just told me that so I can let goddamn bro know. You know, shot ain't right, boy. Oh, okay then. Good, I know. Yeah, see, he trying to play up on some niggas so he can keep somebody around him, and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro. Don't be them folks trying to goddamn find the perfect time to goddamn wipe it over, bro. Yeah, that's just like we had like, you know, everybody around me got, you know what I'm saying, got some real shit going on. Yeah. So, like, you know, I had all right, what about little G baby? Y'all don't fuck with bro? Yeah, fuck with G baby, yeah. Listen though, yeah, cause so y'all got shit going on with EI them? Nah, hell nah. All that shit straight. Long they got them that way, all them niggas that was spreading that 3-level shit PLK, all them niggas, like the main ones, like the one that got a name, all them really been happening in the world, all them folks went up on the world. Yeah, nah, because goddamn G-Baby and E.I. got something going on. You know, G-Baby my man.
Your Honor, I want the court to be aware. This is one of the longer wiretaps, so
Give it another try.
all of our laptops are
Okay, well, it doesn't seem to be echoing anymore.
I just want to make the court aware, Your Honor, in terms of the state is more than comfortable to keep playing this call because it is important to hear what is said.
Okay.
They discuss a variety of topics. I just wanted to make the court aware of the length of this. Usually the wiretaps are quite short,
Right.
A minute, 2 minutes. This is one of the longer lengths of the call.
Okay. So, Maybe I could hear what the objections are so that I know what I ought to be listening for.
Yes, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, specifically on behalf of Mr. Stillwell, I object. We've already heard this part where this gentleman is saying he was disappointed with SB, who I believe he's referring to my client, Mr. Stillwell, because he was just locked up in jail with him, left, and then came right back. So that assertion that the jail door is revolving for Mr. Stillwell is bad character evidence, and we're concerned about that coming in. In addition, Your Honor, we're just getting to a part involving what I believe to be someone named EI and G-Baby, and Third World is mentioned as well. And there's just a lot of, it's just gossip. I don't know the relevance of all of these characters and these people in this case, because to my recollection, none of these people have come up previously, and I'm not sure what the relevance is, what they have going on. They apparently have some animosity towards each other or some of the people, but it just seems to me that these are other people that Demekian knows, that he's talking to this person about what they have going on. And finally, Your Honor, to the extent that it is relevant, again, it just seems to be gossip, not in furtherance of any conspiracy or anything of that nature.
May I be heard, Your Honor?
And me too.
Okay. Judge, thank you. Carlton Matthews here on behalf of Mr. Marquavius Huey. We did hear in the beginning of the call or somewhere where it kept mentioning, or this person kept mentioning the name Quay again, Quay. There's no indication on this call as to what Quay or which Quay they are referring to or who they're talking about. So I'm going to argue to the court respectfully that under a 403 analysis, that this part of that wiretap should be excluded or redacted out because there's no foundation to establish which Quay they're referring to.
All right.
Thank you.
And then Ms. Westmoreland.
Thank you, Your Honor. So our objections is relevant and it's hearsay because one is, I don't think that the state, or I have not heard the state provide any evidence that this is Frank. I don't think that, and on our sheet it says other party, but I haven't heard anything to establish that this is Frank Hubert. Second is that there seems to be another party that is in the background. When the discussion between the two callers and reference to Quay, one of the callers seems to not know who Quay is, and he tries to guess around who's Quay. And then seeking clarity, someone else is in the background and says, you know, the Quay that was with such and such. We don't know who that person is in the background, so we're going to have a nested hearsay problem. Additionally, I think that it's not relevant. What you hear is a conversation of curiosity. Do you know where Quay is? What floor is Quay on? Does something you want me to, do to Quay or tell Quay? No, Quay's good. Conversation in reference to Quay is over. So there's no furtherance of the conspiracy in reference to that portion of the conversation. So no furtherance of conspiracy, nested hearsay, and relevancy in reference to that portion.
All right. That's the state's response.
The state would like to finish playing the call and has.
That'll help. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
But to be clear, I do believe he says I'm Capo Frank on the call, but that's one of the, I'm going to play the call.
Okay.
tell me about it. He didn't even tell me about it.
Man,
My
listen.
girl told me, like,
Man, I'm telling you, listen, Shawty ain't listen, but I'm trying to tell you, we ain't got to speak on Buddy too much because he's not right. I'm telling you, boy. Oh, yeah, you know, that way he don't even supposed to be stressing them all no more because they supposed to be goddamn pushing up on him, you know what I'm saying? So, for goddamn giving you a heads up, don't get seen nowhere with that boy because when it come down, when it all said and done, when they get a chance to goddamn wipe it over, they gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah, boy, nigga ain't fuck with it. He don't even supposed to be stressing. I'm glad you told me that so I can let goddamn bro know. Yo, shot ain't right, boy.
Oh, okay then. Good. I know.
See, he trying to play up on some niggas so he can keep somebody around him, and you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, don't be, them folks trying to goddamn find the perfect time to goddamn wipe it over, bro.
Yeah, that's just like we had like, you know, everybody around me got, you know what I'm saying, got some real shit going on.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I had all right, what about little G baby? Y'all don't fuck with bro?
Yeah, fuck with G baby, yeah.
Listen though, cause so y'all got shit going on with EI them?
Nah, all that shit straight. Long they goddamn that way, all them niggas that was spreading that 3-level shit PLK, all them niggas, like the main ones, like the one that got a name, all them really been tapping in word, all them folks went up on the word.
Yeah, nah, because goddamn G Baby and EI got something going on. You know, G Baby my man, but EI that's family, but
that's family. Ain't nobody dog. EI straight from my understanding, unless nigga need to call down now, cause he supposed to be a doozy.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my brothers that came from down there. He over there with Lil Russell. They just beat Lil Russell ass. They just beat his little pussy ass.
What? No, What?
Man, shit, you know that shit, goddamn, before Russell came over here, you know, I already had no put a green light on if they ever goddamn run into these niggas to smash, because you know, he ain't no got into it with my own son out there. You know, I ain't heard the nigga put a gun out on my son and goddamn for the slap goddamn my sister-in-law, my wife's sister.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But you know, goddamn wife told me let it go, you see what I'm saying? So I told her shit. I told the brother to let it go. The folks like, man, hell nah, man, we don't want that nigga around there. Like, man, Wayne beat his ass though.
You want my kids to do? Yeah.
Yeah. Then he right anyway though. I don't need Russell like that. Russell be trying to play both sides, bro.
Yeah, man. All the niggas like.
Yeah, so I be trying to play both sides, bro. He already know he been here something to give me when I used to goddamn bring food to the hood, right? You know, a nigga like that used to goddamn already be giving nigga head something to say about the shit, but wouldn't say it to my face, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, what? Nigga, boo my man, I don't give a fuck what me and boo go. Nigga ain't finna fuck with her.
Exactly. That how when I brought G Baby out there, like, I told we got into a shootout, bro. I'm right there showing day. 3 niggas hop out with sticks.
You ain't tell me that.
I ain't tell you.
Hell no, you ain't tell me that.
Yeah, bro, we out there in the apartment, me, G Baby. I had that jet call my phone like, hey man, y'all get butt up out of there, but I'm telling you, he like, bro, I never seen no shots at y'all. He like, shit, but bro, gotta, know what I'm saying, get up out of here.
Oh, so EI ain't fucking with G Baby?
Nah, they got some more little shit going on, but we got into a little shootout shit where we don't know where it came from. Like, listen, like, they saying G Baby got one on his head, I got it on my head. Like, that's why the niggas I be around, like, I'm knowing, like, all they got the same shit going on. Like, Nord, me, all my folk, bro, them niggas locked up, you feel me? Me, Nord, bro, Fat, like, all they got the same shit going on, you feel me? So, like I'm with these niggas because all that, like, we with each other, you feel me?
Exactly, shit, that's why I started fucking with Fat.
Shit, but we just knowing, like, all that knowing what we gonna do.
Exactly. That's why shit. I started fucking with Fat. I started fucking with Fat all the strength of you.
Huh? But
I started fucking with Fat because of you.
Cause of me, yeah.
Yeah. Well, get away. Saw the Fat. Get away. I ain't get no bad vibes from Fat. Like Fat, one of the niggas I told Fat. Shit, what you want a nigga I rock with out there? Like I ain't get no bad vibes. You know, don't got older and don't got a little smaller, right? But my energy, like I be on that energy shit, like when that positive energy shit when it come around me, that shit like my body felt that shit like positive shit, all that negative shit. I don't be wanting them niggas that like rhyme, but I ain't get that from Fat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why me and Fat was rocking.
Yeah.
But nigga, I gotta see what's up. But nigga, we gotta see what's up with EIG, baby, because shit, G, from my understanding, shit, the family rocking with G, baby, and EI.
Yeah, for sure. But I was telling EI on some real shit. I was like, look, my buddy been having. They say you been having money on my head since 2015. Send that shit home, bro. Like,
who to my EI?
No, Luce.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but you want to go and sign? I even know these, but you want to sign to these folks? Like, man, come on, bro. So
who signed to them?
Huh?
Who signed to them?
You say who? What?
You say somebody signed to them?
Yeah, he has to sign to think it's a game.
No.
Yeah, and he got locked right up.
Why I ain't know that? Why? Yeah, well, boy, he just, why ain't I put it on the mall? Why I ain't know that?
Yeah, and he did a song with Illusions. That's why I was just telling him the other day, because I posted G-Baby and said, a boy on the way. He laughed at it. I was like, man, I don't know what y'all nigga got going on.
Yeah, exactly. Get with it, man. You got to get with it. Get with it. And get with it. But look, shit like that, though, you got to check, too, though. Like, you post some shit, you laugh at, like, nigga, where funny shit? Nigga ain't shit funny right here. Like, nigga ain't shit funny. What the hell you mean? Like, you laughing at some shit, because they my man, though. Like, again, get with it. A lot of that shit be about these niggas be mad because niggas be fucking these hoes, too, bro.
Man, I know that.
Like, for real, these niggas be in they feelings, be getting niggas goddamn shot at and shit by these pussy ass hoes. Man, look, if a nigga rock with you, nigga gonna rock with you, but don't send no shots at me because about a bitch, man.
Yeah.
Nah, for real, bro. And get what, because I don't see why I can't, like, if I knew, I'd tell you, but I can't see why y'all don't fuck with G-Baby, because shit, G-Baby around them up.
He say G-Baby said, when all that, when y'all had the mall shit going, like when y'all separated.
Yeah.
And goddamn, G-Baby fuck with Capo Noon, you feel me? So I get how that was going on. G-Baby, like, he gonna put some money on EI head. EI was like, EI told me about it. He was like, shit, bro, I heard it out of their own mouth. I'm like, bro, I asked him when he told me that. You feel me? Bro said, man, it's on my baby. I ain't said no. I don't know why the hell shot don't like me. He don't like me.
Man, get what you talk to EI, man. Tell EI. Because get what
we talked on the phone. Cause he asked for my number. He was like, bro, I ain't doing the Instagram shit. What's your number?
Yeah.
Like, shit. He like, shit, bro, I love you to death, nigga. He was like, shit, I was getting y'all beef. I ain't had shit to do with it. He like, bro, I love you to death, nigga. I ain't never got down, did the shit you just did, like posting the nigga. He like, bro, when them niggas be around, they be around these niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, shit, bro, I got much love for him. I always love you. Like, shit, I just can't be around you. You feel me? I'm like, shit, same way, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. And then get what? And then, like you say, when the family separated, get what? For him to have a phone, he got to be tuned in. Get what? From my understanding, by me being tuned in with these folks, get what? Everybody that was separated, like new folks and goddamn my little folks, get what? All them just sort of went up on the word, like shouted cleaning all this shit up, bro.
Yeah,
bro, cleaning all this shit up, like all them niggas supposed to be up on the third word. Like everybody, my understanding, from head, tweet, from goddamn new folk, like all them supposed to be third word right now. You know what I'm saying? And shouted making these folks prove they loyalty. Like, shit, I ain't finna just let y'all niggas scream this shit and I don't feel like y'all finna be loyal to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so shit, for him to have a problem with G-Baby, shit, he better tune in where the shit, where the fuck was y'all?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, yeah. So shit, I know he ain't trying to cross buddy. He better goddamn call and tell me somebody see the shot away, cause man, shot ain't playing, boy. Shot on some other shit, boy. Shot back on his old mechanic and shit, boy.
He good. I get no
What happened, bro?
Nah, that's why I got now. Funk going at it with these niggas, with them boys out here and everything. I say all this shit there, like, they don't know who to trust.
Yeah, see, Funk just called me by you right there, Wood, when you just called by yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? Like Charlotte, see that word, man. Boom. So that's what I'm saying. These niggas goddamn, that's why I say Shout out real good with a lot of these niggas, man. I don't want to say much on this phone, but a lot of these niggas that ain't rocking with goddamn, man, they gotta clean this shit up, Scarface.
Yeah, for sure.
Cause that's the only way it's gonna be right. You see what I'm saying? Like a nigga supposed to be, that way a nigga supposed to be cleaning them niggas up anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like we shouldn't be going around coming out our house trying to see, you know what I mean, worry about who the fuck, watch another who got, like, we supposed to be clean these niggas up. Like, we really supposed to be ran them niggas ass, especially out of Canterville. We supposed to be ran them niggas ass out of the hood, bro.
So scared right there. Like, you know, they been going on for back. They knowing what nigga was on back then. Like, bro, nigga used to lose. I used to lose my money, bro, and take my shit back, bro.
Yeah.
Like, them niggas be on, like, they always look at that nigga like, man, you can't trip, bro. Like, man, bro, got too much going on. We don't want no part of that. Like,
yeah.
Be around for protection, though, bro.
See, a lot of them niggas was envy Woody too, like, and them niggas mad because we was around Woody and we fought with Woody, so if Woody bust his gun, we bust down too, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we really get away, we were bullshit because we supposed to be wipe them niggas out the hood, like, from shooter to bull to all them, man, we supposed to be random niggas ass out the hood, bro, like, that serious, because them niggas the one really be bringing them niggas ass over there, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like 90, like I been here, like my son be telling me, goddamn, he be seeing niggas ass out there in the cut and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, man, he ass supposed to been white them niggas ass out, bro. Like that shit, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
Like that's why I say a nigga on some other shit, but they gotta be careful too, cause get away though, bro. If we ain't goddamn, if we ain't putting these folks on those shirts, Scarface, get away. These niggas kick that game shit, but these niggas send us down through that, bro. They'll send these folks that up, bro.
Yeah.
Man, man. That's why I say a nigga got to be careful now. Like, well, I'm getting too old to keep coming back. This shit, I ain't coming back, boy. I'm getting too old. I ain't finna be old ass nigga, no fucking jail cell, boy.
Yeah. When you go to court, bro?
Man, I don't even know, bro. They just ride me, bro. Like, them folks got me feel like they don't lost my paperwork, bro.
Damn.
That's why I say, but see, that's because that bitch ass nigga when it took a one out on me, bro, and that shit don't look good, cause you know, get away though. You know, every time I come to jail, though, you know, the only time I come to jail when a nigga goddamn took a one out on me.
Yeah.
The only time I ever get locked up, bro, I don't get locked up for the crime that I do out there. I don't get locked up for that, bro. I get locked up because a motherfucker either sent the bitch to go take out a one on me or a nigga took a one out on me, bro. That's the only time I come to jail.
Yeah.
Ain't no folk riding me and that shit don't look good though, you know what I'm saying? Them folk like, it be like the same scenario on pop somebody on DD and get with them folk like, I don't know, bro, but I think something good gonna come out cause I ain't locked up for nobody. Like they riding like I got it. I don't know, bro. I'm just living on faith really, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like it's gonna be alright, bro. Like, I feel like you been riding it long. Like they had something that would have been to get the court gave.
Yeah, that's what I said too, right? And I don't think I'll be anymore. Damn near going on 2.5 years, bro.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm just living on faith though, bro. I'm gonna let faith, whatever faith decide, bro. I'm rocking with it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with it, man. Yeah, bro. What the hell Funk been talking about? He been goddamn, I know he's just staying out the way and shit.
Yeah. I've been with him. I've been with his ass.
Yeah,
like I've been with his ass, making sure he's straight, man.
Yeah, they're right too. So he gotta move a little better too though. Get what? When nigga get that money, get what nigga gotta do though? Nigga gotta start going to spend that money, send that shit out there so a nigga get that shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta do it. Man, they gotta do the right thing, bro. Get what? You know, I'm in the room with goddamn with Hell Kelvin Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Man, you know me and bro being that motherfucker mud about some little shit. We was just talking about we just really talking about Spider, like how Charlotte got all these goddamn paper, but really letting these folks really just get the really ups on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way, bro. Like just being real, bro. Ain't no young nigga his age. Charlotte the richest young nigga in Atlanta, Georgia, bro. Ain't no nigga having more money than Charlotte, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, hell no. Like, come on, bro. Nigga ain't having that much more money than Charlotte, bro. Charlotte supposed to be having that shit. Charlotte supposed to be cleaning that shit up, bro. Like, no, man, Charlotte supposed to be cleaning that shit up, bro.
But, like, you just look, just see how it is now. Like, and then got some corny ass niggas him, bro. When we was around him, bro, like, we still gonna do, what I'm saying? We still gonna do it anyway, but like,
Yeah.
you feel me? Like, man, damn.
That shit ain't right though. That shit ain't right, bro. Like, that shit ain't right, cause look what happened. You see what I'm saying? Like, look how many niggas we like, look how many niggas that we be around that don't supposed to be gone right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for real, bro. Like, these folks don't supposed to be gone. Like, these some niggas that we know we gonna be with. You see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to speak on no name, but you know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Like, no way in the fuck these folks gone. And these some niggas that we be around, like, bro, ain't no way in the fuck you let these folks get up on nigga like that, bro.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like, come on, bro. Like, niggas lose. Like, this shit crazy the way a nigga losing. And these niggas really laugh. Like, these niggas smiling because they like, that's all they been waiting on. You see what I'm saying? Like, that shit crazy, bro, for a nigga be having that money like that and be really stingy with that shit. Like, spend that shit. Don't matter if you feel like you're going to take a loan. You can't take a loan when you got money like you, nigga. You rich young nigga in the city.
Yeah.
Shit be crazy. That shit be get with. I ain't gonna like that shit get with. This is my opinion. I be really thinking Solid be setting nigga ass up though, really, bro.
Bro.
Hell yeah.
Nah, the boy behind me here, boy.
Man, I'm trying. Hey, listen, man, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I be thinking that shit be a setup, bro. Like, Solid get so comfortable with a nigga ass. He just be want to, man, I can't explain because I really don't know, but Shawty be having nigga in them motherfuckers. You know, nigga be in the jail cell thinking all tight, like thinking outside the box, bro. Like, that shit be crazy, bro. Hell yeah, bro. Like, man, that shit crazy, bro. Knowing these folks mama crying and you ain't making these nigga mamas and dad cry. Like, man, come on, bro. Like, that shit be wrong, bro. That shit be wrong. That's why it be what I said. I'm like, see, talk to D. He like, yeah. I'm like, man, tell y'all Elvis, I just want to hear his voice. Make sure I just want to hear y'all niggas voice, cause y'all the niggas that I know, like y'all my little brothers, bro. Like, so when I know whenever I do get out, y'all be the ones I call and be saying where y'all at and pull up. You see what I'm saying? Like y'all niggas my close, like y'all niggas like, oh mom, but see that way, y'all my little brothers, and I know that way. I know I still gotta do it to protect y'all, and then vice versa, because I see how y'all rock me, you know what I'm saying? So, you, AB, just that name and fruit, y'all the one that I'm going to call whenever I do touchdown, like, y'all niggas be the one I'm going to pull up on. Y'all, you see how I rock out there, bro? I don't be putting up on them other nigga ass, because I know these niggas, they want to knock me off, bro.
No niggas, I know it, bro, like, man.
Crazy, bro. That shit crazy, bro. And then he just holding my eye. I ain't even know that nigga out was signed TIG, boy. I ain't know that.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You'll never know, like, these niggas, bro. These niggas hitting that
shit crazy. And he supposed to be, yeah, wait, I'm gonna add, bro. I'm gonna call Cole tonight, though, man. I'm out of the world last night, see if he talk to that nigga, ask him what's up, shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that more definitely tonight. I pull up on you tonight. I'm gonna see what's up, shout out, cause I ain't talked to him since he been locked up. I want to see what's up with him, though.
Yeah.
The G made 1 hour, boy. Man, he can't. He got whatever they do got going on. Get with not JEI, but she get with G baby got to let that shit go too though, cause we ain't trying to lose nobody else. Like whatever they got going on, they got to squat that shit.
Yeah, listen to me, but like, yeah, shout out feel like, listen, I know, like, the whole city know about good. Like, man, you know, home ain't bullshit. He don't see me, bro. He lit like you don't been some shit like that chill on my face. But like I'm knowing he ain't going out by no hoe. And get what? Like when bro just out, he with me every day. Like I got in the hood. Like ain't nobody gonna fuck with my he out here. But like I don't send shots out here because y'all do that. Now y'all know more other shit.
Yeah, exactly. More definitely right. You more definitely right. What the hell G-Baby locked up for?
He just maxed out. He just on the 7th floor with. He just maxed out April 1st, so he probably like on regular flow now. He was like, he went down the road for probation. Now he there finding some little bullshit.
Yeah, I think he on the 6th floor. I'm on
the 6th floor. I probably got to call that down.
Yeah, I can call it. I can find. I'm gonna find out. So
Who else I got a phone, bro?
On the CID floor, you know, you got a little
Oh, just had a phone. I told that whole Miss D came in up, bro.
But what you talking about? No, you talking about Woo the little partner?
Yeah, that my boy. I went who I brought bro around.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Woo the guy. He in the back, bro. He was like, when he saying on me, he was like, well, I had to add like, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I was on Shaw the goddamn before I got online. I know he used to send
Yeah, man, that my boy, man. They got him fucked up though. Yeah, they got him fucked. He in the same dorm I was just in. Sick.
For real?
Yeah.
Look, yeah, you know little Bible there. You know little Bible there from.
When I was out there, you know, fuck brother, man.
I already know it, but yeah, they who goddamn, yeah, the nigga Lil B, yeah, he out there.
Yeah.
I think football too though.
I was in Thundorm. He was over there like with the old folks.
Yeah, that nigga, he's still out there. I think he's signed on. I think he out there on.
Hit me later on, Fred. Let me know what's going on.
What you trying to get? G baby he ain't got no phone. You trying to get him online?
Yeah, no, I can tell the girl to call me. I was just saying like that call me.
Okay. I got you, little bro. Hey man, be safe out there, bro.
You already know that, bro.
I love you, bro.
I love you too, man.
All right.
So, Your Honor, just a couple things to address. On this call, when he's clarifying which Quay, because both Mr. Huey and Mr. Nichols go by that nickname. Some people call them Quay. And so he says not JBS Quay, Jonesboro South Quay, which is defendant Huey, the one that got locked up with SB, and defendant Nichols and Stillwell are both charged with the murder and locked up on the arrest warrants for the murder of Shamel Drinks. So he clarifies that. And also investigator Viverito, who is going to be introducing these wiretap calls, the ones that the court deems admissible, she will be explaining items like that. So the jury should not be confused about this specific who he is referring to.
All right.
In addition, Your Honor, yes, Your Honor.
I'll overrule that 403 objection. Go ahead.
And Your Honor, familiarity with what is going on in different criminal street gangs, some that you're allied with, some that you have a problem with or commit violence against one another with, is integrally important. And so Demikion Garlington speaking with Capo Frank, again, this is after this protection of Miles Farley, a YSL member and also charged with the murder of Shamel Drinks. So this conversation, they touch about a lot of topics, and understanding who has a problem with who, has implications both in prison, jail, and outside in the free world. And so it is and what happens is Demikion Garlington, and wiretap, they play calls, they minimize calls, but in these calls, there's a telephone game that goes around. So information that Demikion learns, he has conversations both before and after this where they share information. And it's important to know information about what's going on in terms of criminal street gangs or street gang members, because if someone has a problem with you and you don't know about it, you can get shot. Or if you go to a certain location and you don't realize, you need to be well aware of what's going on. It's important for the criminal street gang conspiracy itself. And so there's a number of topics that they address, specifically where people are in the Fulton County Jail, because again, if problems arise, they need to know where people are so that they can either have protection or know who else is around them. Also, Your Honor, there is discussions about, there's a moment where Demikion Garland, they're discussing G-Baby, who is very close with Kenneth Copeland, and EI, who is Eric Kendrick from Mechanicsville, used to be 30 Deep, And then I believe he rolled up or kind of transferred his gang allegiance to Goodfellas / PFK, Play for Keeps, which is a subset of Goodfellas. And so when they're discussing this, Demekion says, I told EI they had money on my head since 2015. And he says, and then the guys clarify, talking about EI, and he says, nah, Lucci. What he's referring to is Demekion Garlington. They had money on their head because of the murder of Donovan Thomas. So here you are in 2022, and Demekion Garlington is discussing, he references TIG records. These are the same TIG records that was discussed in the context of January 10th, 2015, that we currently are in terms of in the trial with jury. And so all of these, it's important for Demekion Garlington and YSL Street Gang to know about and learn, because Franco Cap has a lot of information in the Fulton County Jail. And there's multiple members when this call is made that are locked up in the Fulton County Jail. And so all of this information is important to know both inside the jail and outside. So it furthers the conspiracy and it keeps abreast of the conspiracy. And that's why the state believes that it is admissible and relevant. And the statements, it provides cohesiveness and reassurances because there's concerns if you're in the Fulton County Jail and someone's having violence begot to them and there's no protection. And so that is the state's response to the defense of objections.
Okay, I'm going to overrule the relevance objections. You didn't address the one objection about bad character. Do you have anything to say about that?
Your Honor, and specifically, was it Mr. Sharp referencing bad character of defendant Stillwell?
Right.
And from my notes of this call, the references to, I don't believe that they reference defendant Stillwell exacting violence on anyone. So and Mr. Sharp, I have a lot of notes on this, and so I'm trying to find the specific part.
It's towards the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor. It was right before we stopped it the first time, and it wasn't reference to specific violence. It was
this gentleman, and I keep calling him this gentleman because I don't believe that to be this gentleman Frank that the state believes it to be, which potentially I would think that kind of takes care of all their arguments if they don't even know who this person is. I don't know how they can determine what conspiracies are being furthered or anything else. But in addition to that, it was a reference that this gentleman was making. It seems to me that he's in jail. And he was saying, I was just with Shannon in jail. He was on my floor, and then he left, and now he's right back with me again. That suggests that my client is repeatedly committing crimes and ending up in jail.
Okay,
So
that's all it says. I mean, that could just mean he moved to another floor and now he's back. So if
I think
more specific than that.
I think it says he got out and then came back, and he said, I'm disappointed, which would not be something that would typically be said by someone who switched dorms. But that's I have more general objections, but I guess I'll just wait. But specifically to that character objection, that's my argument.
Okay, well, if it's nothing more than that, then I'm going to overrule that. So what else? Let me ask, is there any portion of this that is just chit chat that y'all don't need?
Your Honor, I have notes on the call, but my time hacks of, are not they're not in like 30 seconds. So I can take a close look and try to get as precise and exact on, given the length of this call, Your Honor.
Okay, I think everybody would appreciate that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I mean, there was some discussion about being able to spend money, if you were as rich as so-and-so. And I mean, unless there's something that is relevant to, goes to,
Your Honor, what I'll endeavor to do, and I don't ever like to write a check I can't cash, but given we have these days off, not days off, but days in court addressing motions, I would like to.
Never have a day off.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to endeavor to provide this to everyone so that we can address it ideally tomorrow or Friday, so I'm going to try my hardest to get that redaction, Your Honor.
Great, thank you. All right, so why don't we break for lunch right now, and then we'll come back. And we don't have a jury that we need to feed today, or, give them time to eat. So it's 12:25 right now. Do we need a whole hour? Can we just take 45 minutes and try to get some more stuff done? 45 minutes, so 12:30. So why don't we be back and ready to go at 10 after 1. I think that's 45 minutes.
Hey, everybody, thank you so much for watching our coverage of the Young Thug trial. Now, I want to take a quick second and I want to tell you about this stream's awesome sponsor, Upside. So what's Upside? Upside is a free app that gets you cash back on daily essentials like gas and groceries. So when I go to pump my gas, I can use the Upside app and get cash back. Real cash back. It's money that appears in your Upside app that you can transfer straight into your bank account. So once you have the Upside app, you claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. You pay as usual using a debit or credit card. You follow the steps on the app and you get paid. And as you saw me just do, you can use Upside at places like Shell, Exxon, Mobil, 7-Eleven, Taco Bell. That's just to name a few, by the way. There are so many more. So to find out how much you could earn, click the link in the description to download Upside or scan the QR code on screen and use our promo code LCLive and you'll get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's promo code LCLive for an extra 25 cents back on your first gallon of gas.